Are you a provider?
I will be, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I want to have like 10 kids and I'm not there yet, but like.
He has a lot of Dogecoin.
Yeah.
A lot of Doge.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, in my opinion, every man has a duty to be a provider, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, I'm sure Scripture tells us that a man who won't provide for his loved ones, his family, his relatives, is worse than an unbeliever. Like, that's my job. God created me to provide, you know? So.
I would rate myself 6.9 on a good day.
No, you have
As
not.
a
In terms
husband?
of being husband
But
material?
why?
In terms of husband material, I think, you know, I cry a lot. So, just kidding. Okay,
What are your red flags?
I'm kidding. My red flags? Well, my red flags, I care too much.
Just too loving,
I'm
Too handsome.
too much of a stud.
Too grounded.
You know those like job interviews where they're like, "What are your weaknesses?" And it's just like,
I don't
I
have
just
any
I
work
work
too hard. Yeah.
and
I
shit.
say I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like the go-to.
I mean, as far as husband material goes, I would give you a big fat 0.
What
You
the-
know why?
What? Oh my God.
Because you don't even want to get married,
Shots
bro.
fired.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
point. That is a good point, Chase.
Yeah.
Why not? Can you
Are
tell
the-
us why not?
He
Oh,
doesn't, he-
Are you the engaged for life?
sure. Yeah. Yeah, marriage is just kind of an L.
Wait, marriage is not an
false,
L.
fake news. Marriage is a
Exactly.
fat win, bro.
Nope.
Yeah, it is.
Marriage is the
W.
institution that creates strong families and helps
Yeah.
people become godly as they go through the process of life, caring for a person, sacrificing for that person, loving them even when it's tough to love them, bro. Marriage is the freaking glue that holds our civilization together, my guy.
It's special.
Yes.
The
It's
nuclear
very-
family is the
We all
glue
agree on like
that holds the civilization together.
I would say the traditional family, I think the nuclear family, this is something I recently came to understand. The nuclear family, like the idea of like, okay, you have your family and you live like far away from the rest of your family and you guys have your little house in suburbia.
Is that what the nuclear family is?
That's like the nuclear family. Like,
That's not, well, that's,
as opposed to like a traditional family where you've got like, you live near the grandparents and like the rest of the family. That's what's up. That's the glue of civilization. And marriage is the thing that holds that together, bro.
here's the thing though, is that in Western countries, marriage is an L for men.
True.
I don't.
No.
Chase.
No.
Hear me out.
Divorce is an L for men.
Okay,
Which is
yes.
impending for the most part.
Which is what?
Impending.
Impending?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you marry
that's
the
what
wrong
I-
woman.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, or the wrong man. Usually the wrong woman, though. But there's such a financial gain for women to divorce from men. It is so
You're
common.
You're right, which is why you got to pick the right woman, right?
But Chase, here's the thing. You say, well, you have to pick the right woman. You have to, and perhaps for those who are religious, you have to pick a godly woman who's the right woman. How many godly women initiate divorces? Even
I don't know. You tell me.
it's a lot. Even within the Catholic Church, where
How much is a lot?
we would have to. I don't have the.
What's the percentage?
I don't
my
have
guy?
the specific statistics on hand.
Isn't it
but
50% of marriages end in divorce in the United States?
yes, 50% of marriages.
Yeah,
end
and
in divorce.
I'd like to see
Oh,
what the
it's not
statistics are
godly.
in the context of what he's saying. The statistics in specifically the Christian community.
Right.
Because here's
I think
here's
it's
the thing, bro.
approaching the average. It might be a little lower than the average, but even godly women, hypergamy doesn't care about your religion.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Is like if you're a Christian and you're actually serious about your faith, you know that when you say "I do," you are making a promise before God, and that is a promise that you will be held accountable to, and it is not one that you can back out of. And on top of that, too, it says in the scriptures that if you marry someone, and you're like, oh man, like I just don't really like this person that much anymore. Like we're gonna, let's just end it. Let's get divorced. In God's eyes, if you divorce that person and you marry somebody else, that second person that you marry, you are committing adultery with them
Yep.
before
that's what
God.
It says. Yeah.
Okay? You see what I'm saying? So you're cheating on the person that you actually made your vows to before God if you divorce and get remarried. Now, if you
Wait, isn't
But-
divorce recognized by the church?
in
the Bible
certain cases
says that you can leave though under certain circumstances.
Yeah,
you
adultery.
can
Yes,
leave a marriage.
specifically
You
if
can.
your
Yeah.
partner cheats on you, you are then permitted
Yep.
to divorce them.
If they cheat on you and he doesn't want to be with you, then you can leave. That's literally what the word says.
But if he
That's what
wants
it
to
says.
fix
Are you
it.
sure about that?
Yes.
So
I'm
wait,
not sure about that.
Yeah.
I Googled a statistic here. I Googled divorce rates in Christendom? I don't know. how to-
Recent surveys and studies suggest that approximately 20 to 25% of Christian marriages end in divorce, with higher percentages reported among millennials and younger generations of believers. I mean, that's the thing, though.
I'm looking
man.
Catholics.
I mean, like, bro, like.
Among Catholics who have been married, roughly 1/3 have experienced a divorce.
Yeah, but like, also at the same time, like, you have to ask yourself, how many of these Catholics and how many of these Christians are like
Absolutely.
affirming,
Absolutely.
like how many of them are actually serious about
Right.
their
Walking
faith? How,
their faith out.
how
But
many?
some
How
people
many?
lose their
Hold on,
faith.
hold on. How
Some
many?
people lose their faith, Chase.
How many of these Christians or Catholics are doing OnlyFans or affirming LGBTQ stuff, or they don't actually believe in what the word says, right? I would assume that demographic of people in the church that are actually getting divorced probably don't really have strong conviction in their faith, right?
Sure.
As opposed to like you know, I talked to women about this, and like some of them, like, you just know that they actually take marriage seriously, and like they are like, yes, if we're getting married, that's
It's a
it.
commitment.
You are not getting rid of me for life. Doesn't matter if you end up in a freaking wheelchair or whatever. Like, there are people with those convictions, and I think if you're somebody looking for marriage, you want to find somebody who actually has those convictions, and most people don't. Most people are like, they're like, yeah, we'll get married, like, as long as it's fun, you know, and we still like
No
each
one
other.
has the hard conversations, those conversations. What the long-term conversations, it's like, oh, I'm interested in you, and yeah, we have maybe this in common, but what happens when things get tough? What happens when things go south? Like,
Yeah.
how are you going to communicate to me, and
Yeah.
how are we going to fix it?
Yep.
What are our options? And mostly the communication portion of it, because people just say, this is hard, I'm done.
Yeah,
Yep.
nobody
They
wants to
throw
do
their
the work.
hands up. They
Nobody
don't want
wants
to do the work to keep it.
I mean, even pious religious people stray from their faith. I mean, and we have it here that says that, you know, I mean, we got different numbers for the Christian versus Catholic. You know, it does seem to be the case that those who are religious, the divorce rate amongst the religious is lower than the general population. However, these are not good numbers. And so for most men,
Yeah, no, they're not.
marriage, and here's the thing.
We
like,
live in the
you-
most subverted time in history. Morality is at an all-time low. They're bad numbers.
No, it's bad. But as a guy, you see if the divorce rate is 50%, and you say, well, you have to find a really good woman. I mean, these men who are getting married aren't like, probably, do you think going in when they're getting married to these women, maybe I'm underestimating the stupidity of people getting married, but do you think that they're actually thinking, I'm probably going to get divorced from this person?
No.
They're probably going
I don't
in.
think anybody who gets
Yeah.
gets divorced went into it thinking, yeah, I'm probably going to get divorced from this person. But I think a lot of people, this is the thing, man. This is why I talk so often about not having sex before marriage, bro. Like, if you can freaking date somebody for like a year or 2 years and you guys still like each other to the point where you want to get married without having sex after several years, bro, like,
It's
you
intense.
you know that there's a really good chance that relationship is
work.
going to be successful.
I
because-
literally tell my little sister that. Like, I was trying to tell her, like, just wait, like, 'cause they're younger. So I'm like, you will, if someone wants to marry you just off of your personality, like never touching your body before, that person really loves you. Like,
Yes.